Thank you for sharing your Wednesday night with me. I am JB Bryan, the President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics and AfroEconomics.com. Make sure you check it out. I am excited to just have this opportunity to get us motivated about everything that is coming up. We know where we are. We know where we are. We know what's going on. But Corona cannot beat us. No, Afroeconomics takes on coronavirus. I didn't even know it was like one word, but I kept seeing all the headlines. I thought it was like corona and then virus, but no, it's coronavirus. It has become like, I guess, is that like a proper noun or something? It is itself. Like, it's amazing that it is would ever have this type of impact on us. Who would have ever thought? I have a graduating senior from high school, and they have canceled the entire rest of her school year. But she still has like some advanced placement exams and things I think she'll have to do. So what? She, like us, have to stay focused on the things that we still have to accomplish. So it is just more important than ever for us to be in touch with each other, for us to be, yes, we're social distancing, but spiritually, professionally, we've got to stay connected. I want to make some suggestions for you just as we talk over this next 50 minutes or so. I want to just share some information, share some things on the screen, just but share these thoughts and random information that has been coming at me throughout the day. My first suggestion is this is an ideal time for us to take on any project that we've been putting off. I was just hearing my child talk about, wow, I need to get this straight. She was talking about a section where we just had some stuff over there. She said, I've been trying to get this straight all year. We have to set aside some time to tackle the projects that we have been putting off. If there's a certain, because there are like my schedule. Now, I can honestly say that I am working more than ever. I really feel that I'm working about 22/7, like 22 hours a day of just working, emails, calls, everything. But if you are unlike me and you are actually in a time where you may be wasting some time on doing some things that are not necessary, not income producing, just entertaining, allowing you to just escape, well, it's time for you to invest this time in creating new services, creating new skills, creating new products, creating new projects, cleaning up, getting things in order, learning new technologies, learning more efficient ways of doing the things that you do, but how can you do them better? Let's make sure that we take this time to focus more on the importance of our time and how we use it. Because I believe that those of us who waste our time during this time and see this as a break will regret it and will be behind and we'll have to do some serious catch up work, which is impossible for us. How can we catch up? How can we catch up when we unfortunately have been then the ones who have been put behind initially? So we cannot look at this as an opportunity for us to slouch. We have to look at this as an opportunity to get ahead, possibly, but definitely to get focused. Because given the current conditions that are going on, what exactly can you do to take full advantage of this? Can you do a better job at focusing on your existing customers or your existing job or your existing family? Like, can you do a better job on just focusing on your goals that you have right now? And can you make a commitment to providing excellence and bringing excellence into everything that you do? Can we use this as an opportunity to take steps on how can I be better at your job? Or how can I keep more of my relationships with my customers, even if you had to close down your business? Even if you can't do your work right now, what can you do to retain your relationship with them? I've been getting like a lot of additional emails from different businesses, and that are probably thinking that other businesses are going to drop the ball so they can develop a relationship where other businesses aren't. No, let everyone know that you're still there. Even if you have a job and they've allowed you to start working from home, make sure you make an extra effort to let them know that, hey, I'm over here, that I'm doing this work, I'm working hard. And then also, if you have customers, but you can't help them right now, you can check on them to make sure that they're okay. Like, say you're a hairdresser, but you can't do their hair not right now. You can send them some ideas on how to make sure they preserve themselves. How they, if you're a personal trainer and you can't, and your gym closed down, you have things that you can do to stay in tune with your customer. Right? I mean, I honestly think since I have had my trainer for over a year, like I believe that if I were him, I would be sending me nutrition tips. Or how much have you moved today, JB? Or how much you, but what happened was someone else stepped right in and this lady said, have you heard from your trainer? I said, no. She said, well, what about me? I'll meet you outside. I said, hey, let's do that. And that's how she got my business. Make sure that you communicate consistently with your boss. And if you're like me, your boss, that's your customers. Make sure that everyone knows that you might not, your station, your salon, your office may be closed, but you're still open for business. Right? Make sure that you make it easy for people to still, if you can't do their hair, but you can still send them their products. Then, you can still like, hey, I still have this moisturizer that would be good for you. Hey, I'm going to send you, this particular shampoo. Have you tried my shampoo lately? Like then I'll give you a discount on it if you would like shampoo and conditioner. But there's always something that you can do to make sure you keep that relationship. Because for some people, it's going to be about making new relationships. Like I have more calls than I had in February in this month. I mean, it is like off the chain of people who I did not know last month this time. And not just people from the fest. Well, I'm just saying, just people that, oh, I've been planning on talking to you. Oh, I've heard about you for 20 years. Oh, I've so and so and so. That's because I'm still operating business and I was doing business this way before. We have to be proactive. After I went through that in 9/11, and my clients told me how important it was that I was communicating with them through that 9/11 stock market shutdown, I said, I am going to continuously do things that help me be in touch with my clients, making myself available, making sure they know I'm on tonight. Like making sure they know I'm on Friday morning, making sure they know I'm on Sunday morning, you know? So it's not that, hey, I never hear from her. Like a lot of people who have financial advisors, and what are they doing? Their customers are calling me now because they haven't heard from the financial advisor. So taxpayers, have an opportunity, all of us, for this extension for the 90 days. So April 15th, we have a 90-day extension to do your tax, you have for your taxes payment. So this is really for people who owe the IRS money. For those of us who typically get a refund, what? We should have done it yesterday. Now I got to sit down and do mine. We really, they're thinking like, why would someone who expects a refund need an extension. This is so that people are not charged for for not having the money on April 15th. They can pay it by July 15th and not be charged any penalties. That's what it's for. And that's also for small business owners for up to $1 million in taxes owed and up to $10 million for C corporations. So this is, an opportunity for businesses and individuals that are going to have a tax liability, but you have to, first of all, know that you have a tax liability. So I don't really think anybody listening should not make sure that they know where their tax situation is prior to April 15th. Because if you have more time, it's, like say this person they're trying to help is out of work. Well, if they're out of work, then what? They probably have a little bit more time. So there's no excuse for that person to not do their tax return, especially if they're expecting a refund, right? So, but you need to file the taxes and then you will extend it by April 15th. And then it says, oh, and here's something that says still file or extend by April 15th. There are penalties if you don't file. But again, no penalties or interest if you don't pay for up to 90 days. So let me make sure that I make that very clear that everyone still needs to file an extension or file their taxes by the 15th of April. But if you don't have the money that you owe, you have until July 15th to put that in. So definitely it's time to get all of our money straight. If you're anticipating that your job might close down, it could be time for you to join AfroEconomics. There may be time for you to talk to me about your financial plans, any, I don't like to say fears, but just say that any anticipated challenges that you see, and we can work through on how you can stay the course. Look at tax situations. Sometimes some people, will get excited and they're like, oh, they're going to close down my job. I'm going to take everything out of my 401k. Like we need to be aware that that everything that the government is doing is to try to help you not have to use your retirement savings to get through what we hope will just be a 90-day situation. And I truly hope that Trump was right, that everything will be back together by Easter. No, we always say speak life, so I'm not gonna be mad at him. Speak life, and if you see it, make it happen. It always is helpful for us to stay in a positive place. Do not allow the external forces to pull you from hoping for the best. Don't get focused on, oh, all this could go wrong, because you know what? A whole bunch has gone wrong and you had no idea. But my philosophy has always been what? Expect the unexpected. We talked about this before any of this happened. I told you about how important it is for us to have the emergency fund. We talked about this repeatedly, that anything can happen. So let's talk about so making sure that you know your budget, how much savings you have, about your tax situation. If you have a possibility of a refund, you gotta get those taxes done. No, and I challenge you that most of you, your return is simple enough that you can actually do it yourself. And there are ways for you to go online and actually file your return for free. It's based on income. So all we need to do is check out these ways. I think that we probably, I'm sure, give away millions of dollars for tax prep of something that you could have done for free. I want to show you something before, just some graphics on this package. Do my own taxes. Challenge accepted. That's right, Dr. Williams. Tell them. Put all those degrees to work. How you doing? Look at all my participants. Y'all are showing off. I love it. The so look at this is from USA Today. I like this. I like graphics. I was like, I did a Google search on graphics. And this graphics, this shows like over this month, this Congress $2 trillion coronavirus. Look at that. One word. Isn't that something? Stimulus package. Visualized. I love visions. So it started back February 24th. The Trump administration proposed a $2 billion fight the corona idea. And they said, nope, not enough money. So Congress passes 8.3 billion, which includes March 4th, Congress passes roughly 500 million to Medicare providers and 2 billion to federal, state, local public health, 1 billion to loan subsidies for small businesses and stuff, and then 3 billion for research and development of vaccines. Isn't that something? And then March 4th, that's that 3.8 billion, and look at it in the graphic. So the 3 million, the 3,000 million, I want to see how much really that is. 3 billion, yeah, 3,000 million. 3 billion. Why would they put it like that? So the research of vaccines, and this is the money up in that graphic of loan subsidies for small businesses. That is the and here is the 1 billion, but I still think that's stupid to say 1,000 million instead of 1 billion. And just do it in the same way, but I don't know. And then for other things, that's over $1 billion for just other things. And if I tag it, nope, just others. Federal, state, and local health agencies, 2 billion. And then healthcare services for elderly patients, 500 million. And that's interesting. So then in March 18th, they passed the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. And then, so that's covering the full cost of the testing of all Americans. So we need some packets so everybody can get tested. The 2 weeks of paid sick leave for workers at companies with 500 or fewer employees. How we get that? And then more than 1 billion to maintain federal nutrition assistance. 1 billion. I saw like in Virginia, there was this grocery store that was selling these packets to kids, and it was $11 for the packets. And the people were like, oh, that's so nice. They're doing that for the kids. It's only $11. And I was like, but free lunch is a federal program. So they just moved that money over here from, they can't get free lunch because you close down the schools. And then they have it over here. I don't know how they're going to get the food to them, but I guess they give it to the grants. But it is funny how many times we see stuff and we think that people are doing, oh, that's such a nice thing. I mean, it is a nice thing, but we don't understand that they are getting a government grant to do that. They're not, in many cases, they're not just giving away that food. It's we're just oh, they're so nice, No, it's the Federal Nutrition Assistance Program, and they need someone to distribute it. So if you're looking for something to do, and maybe this could be an opportunity if you're in food service to get some of this money and get that food out there. And then 1 billion to help states process and cover unemployment insurance claims, because they're supposed to extend unemployment till to July or something, it's going to be really extended. So definitely check out for unemployment privileges, and people that would have typically been turned down in many cases now may be approved. Because I saw Uber drivers, I read all this different stuff, but it was saying people, bartenders and all these different people who really weren't, usually wouldn't be able to get the unemployment. Now they're setting up somehow so that they can get the unemployment, because if you're a contractor and the employer is not paying unemployment insurance on you, then I wonder, like, how do they get the unemployment? Probably like part of your $1,200 check or something, that the stimulus check or whatever. I know you're gonna have to do a lot of paperwork, and but you definitely need to, no matter what you do. I think that this is a situation where if you have a family member that's lost their job, this is not time for them to assume anything. To be like, oh, I'm not going to get approved, because blah, blah, blah. This is a never before in life has anything like this happened. So today, Congress issued the third stimulus package, right? And like, we didn't know all this was going on. I know I didn't. I didn't know we're like, this was number three. This is the third stimulus package that could reach 2 trillion. And that includes relief for major industries, airlines, small businesses, the workforces facing layoffs and loss of health coverage. I don't know how they'll do that to help people with their healthcare coverage. The more and more information that we get, but um, if these things happen to you, you got to go into full effect. And a lot of times when things happen to you and bad things happen, it's kind of, you go into this like, something bad happened to me. Like, we have to, like, when something bad happens to us, learn to push and apply more pressure through it. And I'm that one. I will help you go through it. I will help push you through it. No, because it's so easy to fold when you see that and you just give up. That give up time, we can't afford to do it. As I say, giving up is a luxury that I cannot afford. Most of us just can't. We can't afford to do that. When I got to there was a commercial, and like, after the Super Bowl, and when Emmitt Smith won the Super Bowl, and he was like, they were like, what are you gonna do? And or something. No, it was a video. Oh, so much stuff. Anyway, but it was a video, and they were like showing him, in the gym, and he was like doing, push-ups or whatever. I mean, doing lifting weights. And then they said, what are you gonna do after you win the Super Bowl? He's like, I'm gonna take a break, and then he was like, and I'm gonna get right back at it, like what you do during off season. And he said this, just don't know where it was, but Emmitt Smith said this, like, it is what you do during off season that makes your season. So this could be your off season. Now I'm working harder than ever, so I'm in full season. This is where everything, this, like, I'm in the Super Bowl. My off season will be like when you go back into the game, probably like get you set up, and then that'll be my off season. Maybe somewhere around Christmas. But here's that $2 trillion stimulus. Families earning less than 75,000, that's, and then get the $1,200 check, and married couples earning less than 150,000 will get the $2,400 check. Now, mind you, this is just an article from USA Today, and tomorrow all these numbers might be different because everybody's just trying to scramble to get as much information out there as they can. And then, like, you get $500 for each child under that deal. So the timing for those checks, they're saying is not clear. And then, like, child would probably be for dependents under 18, or yeah, I bet. So married couples 2,400. Look at that, the little babies 500 each. Small business, this package includes 367 billion for small retailers. Loans for small business could be forgiven depending on a number of factors, including whether or not they keep their workers on the payroll. Isn't that something? You could maybe get a free loan. Guess it wouldn't be called a loan then. It would just be part of a stimulus package. But I guess you would have to, like, prove whatever it is, get the details from the Small Business Administration. And the U.S. passenger, the airplanes, 25, the airline companies, they're saying that they have to get them, have to save them in order for business to operate properly. So they get their own 4 billion in loans just for them. They don't have to go into this. And the other major industries, and then the hospital So and then it goes down to, this graphic is cool. This is the 2 trillion, 367 billion for businesses, and then large industries 500 billion, passenger air carriers 25 billion, hospitals, and then the rest is left for us, right? The So we can see that most of it is going to individuals. Hopefully at some point the individuals that really truly need it will get it. Daniel, loving this. FYI, the deadline to file for individual and payments has moved to July 15th. I know. You might have typed that after I said it or before I said it. Yeah, my heart dropped when I heard you and went to IRS website to confirm. That's right. The file for individuals and payments has moved. Yes, yes, exactly. I hope that that's what I said. That's what I read. That in the but the Kimberly says she works as an independent contractor for TurboTax. Ain't you something? Here's some information that may be helpful. The blog is updated regularly by TurboTax. Go on with your bad self. And the definitely, and yes, indeed. And I think that I have a lot of members who, as they're doing their TurboTax, we do a Zoom meeting and then we share the screen. I'm not a tax preparer. I just help them look at strategies throughout the year, and then we're able to see how it really reflects on their return. And I, kind of help them work through like what's the difference between the itemized deductions and taking advantage of the standard deduction, if and why, if what you could do to increase your itemized deductions and things like that, and just understandings. And often often I find errors. Sometimes I'm looking, like I was telling some of you before, like I had one a member that we were working on our tax return, and we were working on 2020, and I found the error in 2019 because the software will show last year and this year, and I was like, whoa, how are you, Mr. Walton? How about Ron? It's been a long time. Indeed. Ms. McGee, so good to see you. Miss Bussy, Mr. Doolin, I love it. Oh my goodness. We have like 80 people logged in. I ain't saying hi to all of y'all, but I appreciate you so much. And then I want to share some additional information with you. So that, ask me, I just wanted to intro that to you and let you know that the main thing for you to do is going to be watch carefully on things that are coming out and coming your way. It looks like you're going to have to do your tax return in order to get that check, but I'm not quite sure, because then I also saw some information that said they would do it out based on income of last year's tax return because they want to get those checks out in the next 2 weeks. So I don't know if it's going to be on last year's amount or this year's amount, but it would make more sense that it's on this year's income amount. So that means do your taxes this weekend so that you can get your check off the top. And so let's just think about some professional tips. Like, how does it feel? How important is it for you to feel on top during this time? Like, how important is it for you to improve your performance, or to improve your skill, or to work on having more professional achievements? Like, how important is that? Like, how much have you thought about that in the last 2 weeks since we've been going through this? How much have you thought about how important you are to your job, to your business, to your customers, to your business associates, your coworkers, right? And I think that a first point I want to share is that it's important for us as professionals to understand the goals of who we are serving. Like, so if you work somewhere, you have to understand the goals of that business, of your boss, even of your section leader. You have to understand what is important for them, especially during this time. I can't tell you as a business owner how disappointing it is when things get tough, finding out that someone who is usually a good person folds at that time. It's so disappointing. Like, because like you're good, you're always there on time during regular times. But when times get hard, are you the one that folds? Are you the one that doesn't answer the phone? Are you the one that's sitting there talking to somebody else about, the situation and so and smoot smoot and baby who got sick and they so and this and that? Are you that one, or are you the one who says, hey, I'll work late? Like we have a member and she works for the unemployment commission and she's been working till like 7 o'clock every evening, you know, like that's a half day to me, but that's a long day to most of y'all that work for somebody, but definitely, that we have to really, think about how do we handle things when we're under pressure. Akila says, I just left my job right before all this hit to prioritize my personal business. Wow. 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 We got to talk about that. The and that could be a good thing. We have to make it a good thing. Some people are like, oh my goodness, you quit your job. Oh my God, you quit your job. Now you can't get any unemployment, So it's like, because you quit and they have on paperwork that you quit. You still should file unemployment because they're saying that people that usually wouldn't get unemployment are getting unemployment. So I would still try. But understand your goals. Understand your company goals. Understand the company that you may work for. Understand the impact that you make on their existence and take yourself seriously. I also think it's important for us to understand what where we work, what they like and what they don't like, and understand what our customers like and don't like. So and if we're like lost in the sauce and very highly emotional about what's going on, then we're not going to think about the fact that that your boss hates when you're late. Like, because you're too busy about thinking about, oh, well, I'm just at the house. I log in a few minutes, blah, blah, blah. No, be logged in 15 minutes early, and then, and then, and then always make sure that you're the person that shows up, that you're the one that's on the field, ready to go ahead of time. Make sure that that's you, that you want to be that person, that leader, that one that they can depend on. There's no way that I'll have 80 people plus register for this online discussion if they didn't know that I am going to be here, that I'm going to be here. If they didn't know over the last 4 years or plus or when I schedule it, I show up. I don't fold under pressure. I've had to face these types of things repeatedly throughout my career because I have too much respect for you to disappoint you. I have too much respect for you to be less than what you deserve. And definitely I have too much self-respect to not make that commitment. And I have too much respect for my Black community that I represent than to be anything less than what you deserve. I believe that excellence is what AfroEconomics has to represent, and I have to be that one. But we just think that we don't matter. And as long as we feel like we don't matter, then we won't matter. But if we start carrying ourselves right now in the middle of this corona situation like we matter, because we do, and I can make a difference. And you know what, sir? I can save your business. You know what? Sir? Because you have to know how important you are, how important it is for you to show up. You would be amazed at how important it is that especially if you are, trying to build a business, and you're trying to get your people to take your business, your future, your customers seriously. I know you know how important it is, but the first thing you got to do is be there for them. Too many times I've heard people that work for small businesses say, but I didn't get paid last week. Now, if you're not showing up and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, there might be some people now who are working for a business and they did not get paid for last week's work, and you were supposed to get paid on Monday, and now it's almost Thursday and you haven't gotten paid. You need to be filing for unemployment. That's what you need to do, because a lot of what we stand for is, disrespecting yourself, and then it pulls you down. Do not associate with anybody, especially if they're in a leadership position. You need to remove yourself. You cannot have a leader who is carrying themselves ineffectively, inefficiently, unprofessional, and they don't have ethics and integrity. You cannot. I don't care if it is Corona time. And if you have Corona, you have no right to make me work and not pay me and not compensate me. That's called letting me go. Lay me off so I can get unemployment. If they don't, they're keeping the fruits of your labor from you. And that's against the labor law. They to pay you. If they cannot afford you, they let you go. And that's what these subsidies are for. So in building and in professionalism, we need to know who we're working with. Get to know the people who are depending on us. Don't participate in any negative discussions in your profession, especially now. Don't put a lot of time, even if y'all are logging in online and everybody is in there talking about how bad the virus is, or somebody in the office that got it. Don't say anything. Always focus on having a positive outlook. Speak life. Be positive. You be that one. Even if you can't, even if you have nothing positive to say, I challenge all of us, including myself, to just say nothing. If we don't have anything good to say, don't say it. Because all high achievers know how important it is to look at the good in everything. Everything. We have to see it. We have to see the opportunity. The other thing, I was telling you about my gym closed down. And the other day I was out doing dips on this bench outside. And I said to myself, and I could see it was so cold out there, I could see the white stuff coming out of my mouth. But I said to myself, do you know how many times I have gone into the building of the gym and said, I wish I could stay outside? How many times I had said that? And we had to go through all of this in order for me to get an opportunity to be outside. But the good thing is that I'm outside and I see the blessing in being outside. Somebody would be outside and they'd be like, dang, I'm still paying for that membership. That gym, they got my money. There's no power there. The power is in you are taking this negative situation and turning it into empowerment for yourself. And then allow yourself to be built up by those around you. And in order to build you up, that means that you have to be able to accept the challenges that they're going to bring to you. You have to accept the feedback that they're going to give you. Have you seen people when they go, oh yeah, what did you think of that? And then you tell them the truth and they defend it. Oh, well, the reason I did that, you just asked me, what did I think of that? Don't attack me because I'm giving you ideas on how, accept feedback gracefully, right? See it as a positive thing, and always be ready to do what you've been asked to do, to work that work, to perform, especially now, put out, if you're going in, go in and work. If there's nobody coming into the business, make some work to do. Do that project that needed to be done. Fix up things, move things, do things, create new ideas, call people, check on customers, do things that is you. That's being professional. And then go beyond what is expected of you. Do more than you're asked to do. This is how you secure your position as a business. This is how you secure your position as an employee, as a boss. You know what I mean? In everything, even as a wife and as a husband. That doing, as a mom and as a dad, doing extra is everything. Like we just, some people go decide what they're going to do based on what their parents did for them. Now, just because of what your parents did for you, that's not what your particular child may need. So it's just like that in business. You might for one customer, going the extra mile may mean, that you, I don't know, you said happy birthday on their birthday. And another customer going the extra mile may mean we go out to lunch on your birthday. And for going the extra mile for another customer may mean don't mess with me. I call you when I need you. Don't mess with me. And they like you for that. But you can't decide that going the extra mile or doing extra is the same thing for everybody. You just can't do that. And you're robbing yourself, and you're bringing less to the table by doing that. And make sure that we make a commitment to solving the problems and helping other people during these times more than ever. Help each other get ahead. I said, Ms. Davis said, there's enough negativity in this world. We should not add to it. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Ms. Davis. And I'm so glad that you are healthy. Our RN, we're proud of you. And Love Life says, I was laid off last Thursday. In addition, the roommate told me since I work for the public, does not want me to move in with her. Oh my goodness. Well, you told her I'm laid off, so I don't work with the public. She's like, you can move in after 14 days, right? I'm working on the drafts of online courses, and I can teach. I know that's right. This is a time to realize that we have skills and knowledge that we can share with the public. That's right. Amen. Love Life said it all. And that is exactly like one of the many things that I was going to say. Stretch your skill set. Do more than you just think, oh, this is all that I can do. You know what I mean? Do more than what you take your skills. Like I was just telling someone, I was like, wow, like one of my first jobs out of undergrad was in banking, but then I went on to advertising, and I was like, but we think that we're only, and then I left advertising and became a stockbroker. And then like we think, and then I was like, I'm just going to do research. I'm not going to, work with customers individually. I'm just going to work on researching and giving people information, things like that. But you know what? We can stretch your skill set. And I want to tell you, no matter what, I believe that a professional, a determined, focused, and a person that works from integrity, they can be anything. They just have to choose. Because I believe, like, Love Life just said, that she can take whatever that skill set that she had and she can turn that into an e-commerce opportunity. You can turn that into, anything, into a YouTube cooking show. You can turn it into, anything. You might not have ever cooked in her life, but she's so good on presenting. It might be for new cooks or people that never cook and how to cook, and whatever it is, you can stretch your skill set. She might not know how to cook, but she knows how to communicate, or she really cares, or she really loves food. Stretch it, create more. And you gotta be the one, you gotta be the boss of your destiny. Like we're not really encouraged enough to take the initiative to go out there and create opportunities for ourselves. Like we are more often, like I remember in the Teen Summit that we just had on March 8th, one of my questions to the summit, to the kids was like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you think about college or whatever it was? And they were like, yeah, because college is going to help me get a job. College is going to help me get a job. College is going to help me get a job. And I was just like, really, I'm not shocked, but I asked the question. I wanted to see what they were going to say. Nobody was talking about taking the initiative to start their own business, at all. And I remember in my 20s when I started my business and I was taking the initiative, everybody said, no, are you crazy? You're way too young for that. Would anybody tell me today I'm too young to start a business? And I'm the same one that started the business. And I'm doing the same thing that I was doing before I started the business. Why do we tell young people to not take the initiative? Be creative. Be creative. I'm so glad that I did it anyway. But I'm talking about you can get the worst advice from people that love you. And listen to what I said. Because they love you. They love you. So they don't want to see you hurt. They don't want to see you disappointed. They don't want to see you fail. But I failed more than most people I know. And I don't understand what the problem is with failure. Giving up is the problem. Failure is the solution. You've got to go out there and try, or you can't accomplish anything. So let's make sure that we do more to give to people. Like, let's get more involved in, if you have a job that they're paying you for every day that you're at home, but they just don't want you in the office and you're getting like 4 weeks of paid vacation, volunteer somewhere. Help somebody. Help someone. Help 2 people. Help somebody. And I'm not talking about with money. I'm talking about with your skill. Help them make a resume. Help them, do anything. Just work that new project. Build it. Help. Do some online tutoring for kids or something for free. Help somebody. And be a support system. Create, like, be a success example. Be a mentor, right? Support the success of other people. You all are just vital to my commitment to helping my community. Like, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Like, and that's why it's so important for me to do these things. And I want you to have that same passion. Working for someone should never pull our passion away. And often I hear that they go, well, when I get an opportunity, or when I get another job, or when I retire, or no, tomorrow is not promised. We have a responsibility to build up the lives of others today. Use your skill. Advance your skill, be a good team player, enhance the world, with your existence. And don't let the coronavirus stop us from working the projects and moving forward. That's why I set that date for 2021, because I want to, now I wouldn't suggest that we do anything like now of like going to debt or anything like that. But as far as building on your career and learning new things and taking advantage of all of these things that are new, that are free and will be new for you, make sure you do that. YouTube has so much free stuff. Check out my YouTube channel. All of it is like 500 plus of just free videos of different financial topics. They even have discussions about Bible scripture and getting through obstacles. This Sunday, I did the Sunday at sunrise on a bridge over troubled water. Like, whatever it is, however you get through, make sure you get through. Let's apply more pressure. Get up, get started, jump into every opportunity that you have. Look at today as an opportunity to save your own life and build your life and build the life of someone else. I appreciate you all so much. I'm JB Bryan. Email me at jbbryan@jbbryan.com, or go to the website, click contact. You can get to me so many different ways. but just make sure you take advantage. And don't forget, I have the no excuses free membership. So we have our membership, comprehensive financial planning membership levels, but also no excuses. Everybody can get included. So I appreciate you back, Ms. Hayes. I thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. Thank you. I see you, Ms. Rowe. I see all those callers. I see Jenny Jones too. And Mr. Chapman too. Dr. Erin Dell in the house, Miss Positivity herself. Save us.